Hey guys, Thrasher here. They've changed the way training works in game, and it makes it a lot harder to get your characters to max level 1500 if you don't have the gravity chamber fuel. So I'm going to show you a little trick that I use that's helped me a lot so I don't have to manually level every single unit up to 1500. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so first thing we should do is talk about how training items are gated now. You can't use a training item on every single character. If we go into train, one of the things we're going to see here is I'll go experience training, and if you don't have a ton of these room with 10 times gravity, the fuel for those, it's going to make it hard to train units from 1000 to 1500 because these can only work on 1000 to 1500 level units, and these are the only items you can use for that range. These are for units that are 600 to 999, and one of the things you'll notice here is if I use this, it's not just units that are not classed up to the final class that can go up to 1500. It actually has to be a unit who is 999. So if we look at this Raditz right here, what we'll see is he is level 1000 of 1000. He has not been classed up yet, but we still can't use the milk cartons on him because they have to be 999. So the way that we fix this and use milk cartons on characters who are above level 1000, it's a little bit of a trick, a little bit of a hack, whatever you want to call it. One thing you'll notice here is this Goku is level 988. So once he gets to level 1000, I can't use milk cartons for him anymore. But what I can do is I can use milk cartons on him right now. I'll use the max number of milk cartons, and then I will get him to level 1000 and I'll class him up, and then after he's classed up and he can receive levels again, then I will finish the training and he will get full levels just like he normally would below level 1000. That helps me save on my gravity room fuel so I don't have to use it on level 1000 plus units, and it makes it so I don't have to manually level him as much. So let's do that right now just to show you. Like I said, Raditz is not classed up yet, but we can't do it because he's level 1000, so we'll choose this Goku right here. And before we begin training, let me go back and make sure that we selected the right one here. 10 times milk carton, begin training. This Goku, begin training. So it says he's going to go from 988 to 1000, but that's not the case. I'm going to go level him up real quick, so let me go take care of that, and we'll cut back to that to show you he's level 1000, and then we'll cut to once the training finishes in about 3 hours and show you what happens there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we hit level max with our Goku. Let's go over to Soul Boost and increase his, let's make sure that we have everything we need here. Well, we can definitely do all this. This is not an issue. The question is, do we have the Super Souls that we need? We will find out in just 1 second. Hit OK. That's all done. Cool. Oh, did I miss one? I did. And then we're going to class up, and we're all good there. We hit OK. So now he can go beyond level 1000. We have those milk cartons running, so let's go ahead and look at those real quick. We go over to training, experience training, and what we'll see here is if I were to end it right now, he would go from well, that's what he would end at. He would go from 1000 to 1280. So we'll come back to this in about 2 hours and 55 minutes and see what happens. Okay, so it's been a couple hours at this point. Let's go back and check the training. First thing we want to do is check the characters, and we see that this Goku right here is still at level 1000. He should not be able to use milk cartons at the moment, but if we go back and look, he absolutely can. Go experience training. There's the milk cartons down there. It's going to show us, and he is going to go to level 1280. So that's 280 free levels that you wouldn't be able to use otherwise unless you had the gravity training fuel. So now we can actually do the gravity training if I wanted to get him even closer. I'm not going to do that because I don't think it's worth it to do the training because it's always 3 hours. It's not really worth it unless you have 10. Sometimes it's okay to do it with 5, but I definitely wouldn't do it with 1. But we've already gotten him way past a third of the way. I would say probably closer to halfway. Number wise, he's over halfway to 1500, but experience wise, he's over a third of the way as far as getting him to 1500. So now we don't have to do the whole thing manually, and that does work in every single level bracket. So I did it from 1000 to 1500, but you could do it from 600 to 1000. So these down here, the wasteland bricks, are only supposed to work for units who are 300 to 600, but if you give it to someone who's say 599, give them the full 10, then get them to 600 and class them up, you can use all of those to get through 600 to 1000. I think it's most useful for the 1000 to 1500 just because we don't have a lot of really easy ways to get these right now, and we have lots of easy ways to get the milk cartons, so I think that's where it's most useful. And if you have any other questions, any other tricks that you like to do when it comes to using the training room for your units, make sure to throw it down below. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.